Hey guys, so this is another one of the Freeze educational learning videos, and I'm here with my new microphone, and today we're going to talk about the Cartesian plane, or as you may have heard in our website Leaf3, we called it the coordinate plane. So unfortunately I actually made a test account, so you can either call it the coordinate plane or the Cartesian plane. So let's get started with some history. The person who invented the coordinate plane was called René Descartes. Let me write that, René Descartes, and he got that from seeing a fly on the wall, and he thought, how can I tell where that fly on the wall is? I can't just say that he's in the middle of the wall, he's in the back of the wall. How can I make it much more specific? And so he came up with a mathematical coordinate or Cartesian plane. So this is how the coordinate plane looks like. Let's see what we've got here. So what we've got is an X. Okay, so here's the X. So this is the X-axis, and this is the Y-axis. So this part of the X-axis has all positive numbers. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes on and on and on up until positive infinity. The other side, however, has something called negative numbers. Okay, so what are negative numbers? Negative numbers are just like positive numbers, except they're negative. They're like -1, -2, -3, and something that's very strange about them is that you're thinking that -5 is bigger than -1, right? It's actually the opposite. -1 is greater than -6. Why? Well, it's opposite, because when you go to your bank account, when you see that you have -1 balance, that's better than a -7 balance, because for -7 balance you have to pay more. For -1 balance you don't have to pay as much. So it's the opposite rules in the world of negative numbers. In fact, you can actually watch our videos on real numbers, which I have right here. So anyway, let's get back into our discussion. So this is the whole X plane. One side on the right is all positive numbers, and one side on the left, this part, is all negative numbers. So it doesn't stop at -7. It goes on and on until negative infinity. Now we're gonna go to the Y plane, and unfortunately, okay, so just like the X plane, this top part is positive numbers. So +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, and it goes on and on and on, just like the X-axis, up to positive infinity. Let's scroll down and take out the bottom part of the Y. So -1, -2, -3, -4, and once again it goes on and on and on until negative infinity. So I'm just gonna write that. So we have, in the coordinate plane, we have four quadrants, as we call it. This is the first quadrant. Okay, so in fact, let me erase all this so it looks much neater. This is the first quadrant. Second so you call this quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and lastly quadrant 4. So these quadrants are like streets. So like so the axes, the x and y axes are like the streets, and the quadrants are basically like avenues in those streets. So that's basically what they are. So in the next lesson we're just going to discuss how to plot points in the Cartesian. I don't know